Hey everybody, we've got a one-piece card game starter deck EX Gear 5 ST21. It's a bit of a mouthful, but bottom line is ST21, it is Gear 5 and it's an EX deck. There is some pretty cool cards in here and a special little three card pack you can also get in here, which are apparently some very good alt art cards that are all based off of the cards you get in this deck. So let's get this opened and have a see what we get. It's a obviously larger box than normal, and the leader is clearly, as you can see on the front, is the Gear 5 Monkey D. Luffy, red leader. So we're going to open her up and have a look. Some very nice cards come out of this pack. Also comes with a pack of sleeves as well, based off of the one of the red Luffy cards that will be in this deck as well. And our bonus little 3-card pack, which we will save for last. But let's have a look let's get into the cards themselves. There's a lot of good cards in this deck, especially if you're a red deck user. But the starter deck itself is actually pretty cool. There you go. Monkey D. Luffy, 4 Emperors, Straw Hat Crew. 5 life, red leader, Don ×1, activate main, once per turn, give up to 2 rested Don cards to one of your characters. So that's pretty mint. From what I understand, there's quite a lot of Don activated effects throughout this deck, so it's pretty handy to be able to give 2 of your rested Don cards to one of those characters to get those effects activated. But the artwork on this is so cool. Gonna put him down there. And here we go. First of our special secret rare. It is secret rare cards. We've got Monkey D. Luffy character, 5 cost, 6k hitter. He has Rush, of course. And when attacking, give up to 1 rested Don card to your leader or one of your characters. So that's pretty cool just to get him out for a 5 cost. Assuming you've used 5 Dons to get him out, you can then rush to the leader or a character and give one of your rested Dons to your, you could give it to your leader, which then activates the leader ability, and then you can then move 2 more Dons again. So it's, it's pretty cool. Only 2 of those in the deck, obviously, because they're quite unique and good cards. I can imagine that Luffy card will be run in a lot of red decks, and the same with this one. So here's a Roronoa Zoro of 4 cost, 5k hitter. He is a Don 2. This card gains Rush. So for a 4 cost, assuming you can get your a Don onto your leader, you can then just give this Zoro the 2 rested Dons to give him Rush. And if that wasn't good enough, he's got an on KO. Play up to 1 red character with a cost with 6,000 power or less other than Roronoa Zoro from your hand. Like, that's mint. Like, even if you... He's a great swinger, and then even if you think, oh, I've got to get rid of this guy, and you KO him, like, you're going to get probably another one of these awesome-ass Luffys out. I imagine there's some other good cards in this deck too, which the effect also works, but this would work for so many red decks. There's so many more. I reckon I see so many more on-KO effects with characters these days, and it's just getting, more and more tricky to avoid killing them without activating the effect. It's just too good. We've got our first Usopp, who has a 2k counter, 2 cost, 3k hitter, and he has 2 Don. Once per turn, this character gains 2,000 power. So that's pretty cool. Like, if you manage to get him out there at all, like, he becomes a 5k swinger, which is pretty sick, but I'm guessing he's mostly there just for the 2k counter. And we've got our Sanji, who is also a 2k counter, 2 cost and 3k hitter. He has an on play. Select up to 1 of your Straw Hat type characters with 6,000 power or more. If the selected character attacks during this turn, your opponent cannot activate blocker. There you go. That's a very handy end game, even mid game if you wanted to, but just to really put some pressure on your opponent. But yeah, just to sort of stop your opponent from using blockers for the cost of 2 is very handy. And here we've got a Jewelry Boney, who is also in this deck, which is surprising, but 1 cost, 3k hitter, Don 2, on KO, draw a card. Not too bad. I don't know why you'd bother KOing someone. It's 1 cost 3k, I suppose. It's cheap to get out, and if you use your leader ability to give her 2 more Don, all of a sudden it's a one cost 5k hitter, which is enough to swing at your opponent's leader. So more cases. So we've got a Jinbei, 1k counter, 2 cost and 4k hitter. He's just a vanilla, no effects there, but not too bad. We've got a Stussy, 1k counter, 3 cost and 5k hitter. Also a vanilla, but it seems to be the go with a lot of these cards. So we got a Sentomaru, a counter of 1,000, 2 cost and 2k hitter, and just a generic blocker. It's probably the first new blocker I've seen that hasn't got some sort of on KO or secondary ability. So 4 of them. We have Tony Chopper, no ability but a 1k counter, 4 cost and 6k swinger. 4 of those in the deck as well. And we've got Nami, who's a 3 cost 1k hitter with a 1k counter, and her activate main once per turn, give up to 2 rested Don cards to one of your Straw Hat Crew type leader or character cards. That's pretty cool. Obviously you're not using her to attack with, but the fact that it doesn't require any sort of cost, as long as you shoot out in the on your mat, she can just keep giving 2 rested Dons to one of your leaders or Straw Hat characters. So that could be very handy, especially with some of the high hitters that need those activate the Dons to activate their effects. So next we've got Nico Robin, who's a 1k counter, 3 cost 4k hitter. Here we go, 2 Don when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less. So that'd be pretty handy. You could use Nami's ability to give her 2 of your rested Dons, and then there you go. She becomes a 6k swinger to KO 4,000 power or less on attack, which is very handy to get rid of blockers at that with those sort of abilities. So Frankie is a 3 cost 4k hitter with a 1k counter, Don 2. Opponent's turn, all of your Straw Hat character types with 4,000 base power or less gain 1,000 power. That's pretty cool. We've noticed a few characters with 4,000 base power or less, and which obviously they get the additional from all the Dons that keep getting shuffled around on the board. But that's their base power, so they all of a sudden all get bumped up a bit, plus the Dons you put on them. So very handy card. And here we go. We got good old Brooke with a 1k counter, 3 cost and 4k swinger. When attacking, give up to 2 rested Don cards to your leader or one of your characters. That's pretty sick as well, because it just gives... You can essentially keep on attacking with a character each turn, and then eventually you just keep moving Don from one character to another, and it just makes it impossible to block because you end up with so many high swinging characters. So we got Vegapunk with no ability, but he is just a 1k counter, 1 cost, 3k hitter. So not too bad. And then we get into some of our event cards. We've got Gum Gum Dawn Whip. I still remember watching this in the anime. It was pretty good. So this is a 2 cost for a main. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 1,000 power during this turn. Then up to one of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less cannot activate blocker during this turn. So that's pretty handy if you know your opponent's got a blocker that's got a good ability, or even just to stop them from using it for the cost of 2 Don, which, after you rest those 2 Dons, half of your characters allow you to use those rested Dons on something anyway. So it's pretty, it's not like you're wasting it. And this also has a trigger effect to KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less. So very handy, just the 2 of those. We've now got Gum Gum Mole Pistol. This is a 4 cost, so main, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 5,000 power during this turn. Then if you have a character with 6,000 power or more, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 2,000 power or less. That's pretty sick. There's a good chance that you are always going to have a character with at least 6,000 power or more. So, giving minus 5,000 power to one of your opponents and KOing a character with 2,000 power or less, just handy. Probably gets rid of a blocker, or depending on what sort of character it is, you could take them minus for 5,000 power, and then they'll probably be low enough to KO. And we've got some pretty sick looking Don cards here. They're all just like sort of that hollowy sheen, silvery look. If I get a bit of light on there, you can sort of see the reflectiveness. That's pretty cool. Some different Dons. I like that better than just the standard generic Dons. So there you go. That's pretty. That's pretty much it for the leader and all the character cards, the events. It's actually a pretty good deck just on its own. Obviously, people are going to take out the Luffy and the Zoro and probably some of the event cards if they need them. But if you were to use this deck just as it is, it's pretty cool. All right, let's open up our special 3-card bonus pack. we're going to open it up backways just to see what we get at the back. Oh, we didn't get the leader. That's a shame. But I think no matter what we get, we're going to be pretty happy. All right. Oh, we got Jimbei. Whoa, Jewelry Boney. And Frankie. There you go. That is cool. That's actually a mint. Let's see if we have a bit of a close look at that. There you go. We got our Jimbei, Jewelry Boney, and Frankie. Yeah, I've heard the alt art leader is pretty awesome in this bonus pack. So it'd be pretty awesome if you got it. If anyone else out there manages to get it, please show me a photo of it or let me know. But these are the 3 that I've pulled, so look after those ones. But there you go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the opening of the ST21 Gear 5 Starter Deck EX. Look forward to opening up the next pack and the next starter deck and some more boosters soon. Catch you later.